Um,
And one more thing, that like I don't know what is happening, but I saw a poll recently, and 60% people predicted Devon to win against Levan. So is Levan the underdog in this match? What is happening there?
you mean Devon? I like how people call him Devon now, like Levan. He's getting so big. Dude, I'm just saying. I've said for a while, Levon's still the favorite, but Devon's odds are increasing every time I see it in my brain, just in my head, the way it's working. I'm like, wow, I think he might be able to maybe do this. Like it's getting there. I think I'm at 60-40 in my brain. I'm at 60-40 Levon, and it was 80-20. It started 80-20. It's at 60-40 in my head now. I don't know, but it could be completely just we're seeing the same old videos from Levon of just lifting and nothing. I mean, it's still impressive, but it's nothing new. It's not like, oh, he's at any insane level. So from the outside, it doesn't really look like Levon's getting crazier than he's ever been. And Devon is looking way crazier than he's ever been for sure. And from all the people I know and all the background stories and secret things I'm talking when I was talking to Matt Mask, East West West, and everybody, like, they're saying he is like immovable right now. And so I think I've said on my channel a bunch of times, people get pissed off at me. Is I think no matter what, Devon is 100% number two in the world right now. I think he's at a different level. I think whether he's at Levon's level, I don't know, but I think he is no matter what, at least number two. We'll see if he's number one. Like I'm excited to see it, man. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I agree, Derek. I think Devon is for sure number two in the world. I don't see Vitali. I don't see Siliev or Kredecha or Hermes or whoever people are putting their number three. I don't see any of them beating Devon right now. And every day that goes by, I'm buying a little bit more into that Devon has a shot at winning. I think round one and two is going to look as most people expect it to, with Levon kind of dominating, but it seems like he gets gassed out. No one has the strength to gas him out, but it seems like um, just from standing too long, he's getting out of breath, and Devon's going to really be able to take advantage of that. I think if Devon does win, it's going to be 4-3.
But chance we have to listen to Levan as well. Levan, whenever somebody mentions this endurance topic, he keeps on saying that he was just warming up in last 5 matches. Even though it seemed that he was gassing out, he said he was just warming up. He wanted to take on another guy right after that match. And even now, he's not even thinking about Devon. He's just saying that in the future he wants to have two back-to-back super matches against top five guys in the world. This is what Levan is planning on doing.
You are going to think that way when you've been undefeated for so long, right? You haven't had anyone that's been able to humble you. You are going to think that you're here. So, I would have the same attitude if I was Levon. But
In terms of endurance, it's not even the same. Devon is not in the same universe as any other arm wrestler in terms of endurance. It's not even a conversation. Now, it's whether their strengths are near enough where the endurance can become a factor. Okay, that's discussable. But for Levon even to bring up the word endurance in terms of his match with Devon Larratt is kind of laughable a little bit. Like, don't even say the word endurance in terms of having a match with Devon Larratt, because none of us are there. Unless you felt it, like, you have no idea. It's the weirdest thing in the world. The dude just gets stronger as time goes on for a while. But he's like, you'll be draining. You're like, why? Why is he getting stronger? It's you getting tired. But it just happens so abruptly and obvious, and he'll just stop the match, make the job. And like, so it's just the moment that if that match stops 100%, and I will say Levon is versatile enough where he does have a top roll or an inside move. So I'm looking to see a couple, maybe a change from him. If the match stops, he might have something else in his pocket. But in general, if it's a solid stop, if Levon's arm, his elbow flexor opens up at all, and that fails, it's done. It's done. I'm telling you, it's done for you. It's so done at that point. Devon's too smart, been doing it too long, and he will not get tired at the rate that Levon will get tired. Not even close.
I
Yeah.
agree.
My only concern for Levan would be, like, I've seen his matches in the past. Whenever he top rolls someone, he like completely hangs on his own arm. He falls under the table in a position from which it almost looks impossible to again stand up and do another surge. He just relies on that one surge, and it has always worked in last 5, 6, 7 matches. Like, you can see, you can watch his matches against Dimitri, against Vitali. He does this one surge and he gets completely under the table. It looks like it is almost impossible for him to get back up and then press if he needs to. If he does that against Devon, and if he takes some time in standing up, I think Devon is going to take him to center once again. So this is my only concern. And one more thing, like, Devon still, even now when he practiced with Matt, he speaks really, really highly of Matt. He says that even now it is kind of difficult for him to deal with Matt's hand in just first round. Fresh for a fresh in one round. And then we see Matt going over to East versus West, and guys like Prudnik, guys like Hermes, the speed at which those guys pin him, like from center to the pin pad, it feels like there is absolutely no resistance. Like, even in the after pulls as well, it looks like there is zero resistance from center to the pin pad. Prudnik was almost ready to dad move him, and those guys
I,
say that they are nowhere near Levan's strength. These are
I
the things
think
that are
that
bothering me.
there's a couple things to go with that though. Number one, it's a training partner thing. Devin and Matt have pulled so many times Matt knows how to pull Devon really well. I think number one. Number two, when you're practicing with Devon, I think Derek can probably attest to this as well, since he's practiced with Devon a few times. He's not gripping you and setting up the same way he does if he's competing against you, right? At least with me, he's allowing me to get things. I'm sure he's doing the same with Matt. I'm sure he's done the same with Derek. So the version of Devon that's pulling Matt, even though maybe strength-wise is the same, it's not the same version that's going to be pulling Levan, because Devon is going to be loading. He's going to be doing everything that he can to handle it. And if he does that to Matt, I don't think Matt has a chance. Just like if you saw, like, yes, and East versus West, it seemed like Matt was just getting toyed with. But as soon as Prudnik tried to mess around with Matt, he almost got caught in a sticky situation. So it's just a matter of getting to your position, I believe.
Yeah, Matt told me he had no chance of Devon at all. We were sitting there doing autographing shirts together at East vs. West, just talking. He's like, dude, I have nothing for Devon. That dude's on a whole different world right now. He was just telling me himself. So I think Devon just gives out a lot of props. Devon also said I was at a 6-0 Morozov and put me on staking. So I'm just saying he gives out a lot of props, and but yeah, I wouldn't read into that too much.
But I would like to add one thing. Like, when I was on the chat, we were Engin, me, Prudnik and Matt. We were on the chat on Engin's channel, and I asked Matt, and I used that clip on my channel. Like, it is a viral clip, 80,000-90,000 views on that. And I asked Matt, like, about his recent practice with Devon, and people saying that Devon was allowing him everything. He was not fresh. And Matt said that anybody who says that Devon gives you everything in practice has not practiced with him. Like, he says Devon never gives you any, and you'll be surprised if you haven't watched that clip. Matt said that he was very serious. He said Devon takes everything away from you. He's always in a good position while practicing with you. This is what Matt told us.
I didn't feel that way. The couple times I've pulled with Devon, he was not, raping me in the setup. So
I don't know what's the truth here.
Yeah, maybe it's a rivalry thing. Who knows? I just can speak from what I've experienced. And there's practice footage of me and Devon out there. Both times I practiced with him, so you can see he's not, he's not going crazy. He's just, okay, get your grip and then let me go. So.
And there's a guy in the chat, Brockton Dog, that said a minute ago, he said Levan has more options than Devon Larratt. Levan has more like a stronger hook and maybe a stronger top roll, but show me matches where Levan has won flop pressing, kings moving, and everything in between. Because I can show you videos of Devon Larratt doing that with all of it, right? But you can't show me that with Levan. So it's kind of a wild statement to say that Levan's more versatile than Devon Larratt. He's stronger, but not more versatile. That's crazy.
We have seen Levan pressing and winning matches like this with the tricep press, but we have not seen, at least I have not seen Levan winning with a flop press, because that is what may be needed to finish Devon when he's in that king's move in the later rounds. In first couple of rounds, I think I truly believe that Levan is going to just single surge pin Devon, but it will not happen for 6 rounds for sure. And when that match stops, I don't think his normal tricep press is going to work. I think he will need to have that flop press if his wrist gets taken, and I have not seen that flop press from Levan.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just doesn't get his wrist taken. Maybe he just doesn't need it.
I'd be really surprised if Levan just presses through Devon's king move without a flop press in the later rounds. Round 1, 2, okay, but if he does that in round 6 and just with ease, I'll be blown away.
All right. So Kostov Roy, thank you very much, brother, for the super chat. And he's saying that what will this body weight do to Devon's endurance? He admitted he was gassed out versus Todd last round.
It's a different Devon in terms of just his body composition. And he even said he against Todd, a lot of his weight he put on went right to his gut. He had a belly. He didn't like the weight he put on. He was just trying to eat so much so fast that it just like wasn't all carrying over directly to his muscles, which is why people have been freaking out about Devon's weight. And I think that just looking at him, he's way more aesthetic. You can tell that his gut's not all bloated and stuff. He's just becoming bigger and stronger. It's going to the right places. So I think it's a big difference. I think Devon's coming to this with a whole different body composition, and I think he'll have way more endurance because of it, in the way he's doing it and the way he's building up.